voices are not being heard or served by our current system. And we want to be represented by a true citizen legislator who won't compromise our values. When I met Irene, I recognized a person who was different from a career politician. I saw someone who grew up in inner city Chicago and through hard work pursued the American dream, attending college and medical school with scholarships. She has worked serving the underprivileged at Denver Health for 21 years and remains connected to some of the most powerless people in our society. I believe Irene is the best candidate for this seat because of her unique skill set. She is intelligent and creative, has many personal connections with members of state government and the legislature, and demonstrates tact without compromising values or alienating potential allies. Her fresh approach comes from her sincere desire to make positive change. She has a certain fearlessness, enabled by the fact that she's guided by principle alone and not political aspirations. I nominate Irene Aguilar for State Senator in District 32.
So I would like to second this motion, and I'm going to start off with a quote. There's this idea that you can stay home and make the world better for your family. Well, you can make it a whole lot better for a lot more people if you get out and do something about public policy. Pat Schroeder. When my mom told me she was going to run for Senate, my first reaction was something like, great, now the whole world is going to know about my private life. I considered the fact that I would have to accompany her to political parties and talk to adults that I barely knew. I thought about how I would have to help her make a Facebook, a website, an email and such, because she's not very tech savvy. I thought about the sacrifices I would have to make. I thought about myself. I never even thought about how it would benefit other people, and I'm here to tell you why it will. When I asked my mom why she decided to run for public office, she rattled off something about timing and logistics and such. But I have another theory. My theory is that she's running because people have told her no her whole life, and she's finally sick of it. No, you're not going to college. No, your daughters won't survive. No, Amy can't attend JCOS. No, that's not politically viable. No, no, no. Well, I'm here to say yes. Yes, you went to college. Yes, both your daughters survived despite all odds. Yes, Amy can attend JCOS because you fought for it. And yes, there are people determined enough to try for something, and then it's politically viable. I know that my mother, Irene Aguilar, can do whatever she sets her mind to. She's proven it again and again, and her tireless nature provides her with the fuel to do so. She's passionate, responsible, sympathetic, and driven. She will fight for what is right even if it's not popular. For what is popular is not always right, and what is right is not always popular. I know that she's strong enough for the job, and I finally realized that it's not about me and what I'm giving up. It's about her and what she's giving up, and what she's hopefully going to do for you. I know that she's strong, determined, ethical, and if you elect her, she'll prove it to you. So for all those reasons, I'd like to second the motion to nominate my mother, Irene Aguilar, for the Senate seat. Thank you.
Thank you, Claire, and thank you, Meg, and I'm honored to accept this nomination. You know, when I was in medical school, I had the vision in my mind of being a family doctor. And in fact, that was the only kind of doctor I thought there was. And then I quickly learned that there were specialists in anesthesiology, radiology, infectious diseases. And so I started talking with my colleagues, and they kept saying, what are you going to subspecialize in, Irene? Because I just thought I would be a family doctor. Well, then I said, well, I'm going to start working at Denver Health, and I'm going to see what my patients need and what they're having trouble accessing. And after about 5 years, it became apparent that I would have to do a residency in psychiatry to really help my patients. And I didn't have the time or energy to do that. So I made really good friends with 2 psychiatrists, and they helped me all the time. As time has gone on, I've continued to think of how can I best serve my patients? How can I help them be successful in obtaining their health goals? And you know what? I think the best way I can serve my patients now is by being involved in public policy. Because a lot of the times, the things that keep them from being healthy are completely outside of my control in my little doctor's office. What keeps them from being healthy is that they can't afford to buy healthy food. What keeps them from being healthy is that they're working 2 jobs and they aren't getting enough sleep. And if you talk to them about exercise, they look at you like you're nuts. What keeps them from being healthy is that there's a lot of stress in their lives because their children are failing at school and they don't have the time to go and intervene. And in all those things, I think, as a politician, yes, I hate that word, but as a politician, I could make a difference for my patients. When I spoke to my patients and started to tell them that I might be leaving in January to do this, I was a little bit worried and nervous, but the response I got was wonderful. They said, "You go, girl. You show them. You tell them what it's like for us out here, because you see it day in and day out, and we know you'll do the right thing." And not only that, they offered to come and help lobby for me. So I told them that when they miss me, they'd be more than welcome to visit me at the Capitol. And that's the type of leadership style I'd like to have. I'd like to be there finding out what the fight is, who you need to talk to, what we need to do to succeed. And then I'd like to engage all of you in Senate District 32 and your friends in all the other districts to help me win this fight, because I don't like to be told no. I think that all of the values in the Democratic Party platform are politically viable, and with your help, I will make them so. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. Next up is Jeff Hart.
People. Wow. I'm Sally Ann Offner. I'm Precinct Committee person for Precinct 615. I'm also captain of House District 6A. And I'd like to take this moment to support and offer in nomination our native son, Jeff Hart.
My name is Gail Marcus. I'm a retired teacher living in HD 8. I believe that Jeff Hart stands apart from the rest of the candidates, and which is why I am honored to second this nomination.